Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all spinning the block as always. I'm Bob Choji, and today we here with another JuJutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash free DLC. Didn't think I would be saying that this soon to keep it a buck with y'all, considering the fact we had to wait like 5 months, it feel like, to get the hidden inventory DLC. And that DLC came with like 5 characters, so I thought it would be a cool little minute before we see the next introduction into the game. But no, we got another free DLC character coming out this week, and it's none other than
Kamo Noritoshi! Kamo Noritoshi? Watashi?
Yeah, Kamo Noritoshi is coming to JuJutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash as a free DLC. I gotta say, I think this is a very solid pool for JJK Cursed Clash right now. Now, I expected Kamo to be in the game at some point, based off the fact that we got Mai and we got Momo in there. And his moveset just fit this type of game, or just his curse technique fit this type of game so well. I feel like there's so many different directions they could take, right? So this right here, he's a long-range attacker equipped with a variety of archery techniques to aim and shoot enemies with deadly precision. His blood manipulation techniques like Crimson Binding can be used to block the opponent's movement. Convergence and piercing blood increase the range and speed of his attacks. Now that kit sounds pretty solid to me, especially for a free character. Now, I've been kind of surprised with the free characters. They're a little bit better than I thought they originally would be. Especially like when it comes to Mai and Momo, I originally said that they was giving us the characters that nobody would in their right mind would pay money for. But they doing a great job of making their kits very valuable. You know what I mean? So even if, you know, I don't think nobody out there is a fan of those characters when it comes to JJK, but like they still fun to play with and they still viable in unique situations. Kamo, on the other hand, I think Kamo is more of a popular character in a sense, and I think he's more of a cooler character. I mean, you know, the bow and arrow is a classic, and you combine that with his blood manipulation techniques. Now, he said he got his own little gimmicky stuff in here, that his Crimson Binding can be used to block the opponent's movement. So I wonder how, like, is it a slow buff? I mean, like a slow, you know what I'm saying, nerf to the, you feel me, like, or I'm trying to think, like, or is it like completely stops them in place? We don't have any gameplay yet, so it's hard to say. I do like that they pushing out the characters that are just good enough to make it into the game, but what we really want to pay for these characters is DLC. I feel like it's very rare to get free DLC in terms of characters for these type of games. Now, updates and things like that, sure, but like, especially in a game where the roster size is so small like this, it was small on release, it's a little bit better now, but they doing a very great job of adding to it and not making us pay for every single character that's, you know, comes with the roster. So shout out to them. But I will say this, seeing that they announced the Shibuya art, and I think one of the most anticipated characters to come to the game is Chozo. This being our first look at blood manipulation in the game and it being free, that way we don't have to deal with a copycat situation where it's like we might be getting Chozo later on and his blood abilities may be similar, not the exact same thing, but similar, and it's like you don't have to pay for 2 DLCs that do even close to remotely the same thing. I feel like that's a good way to throw that out there. Just give it to us for free, that way there's no complaint. So if Chozo comes out and he might have a similar blood bending technique, it's like, you know what I mean, we didn't pay, you know, you didn't have to pay, you feel me, for that specifically. We did just get 2 long-range characters, really 3, or wait, so we got Mai, we got Momo, we got Geto. Yeah, we did just get 3, like, really, I guess Geto is medium range, he can be long range at times, but still like 3 range characters with the last update. So now they add another range character, so I feel like we might be cool on the range characters for a minute. But I do want to talk about some of the other potential free DLC characters I would like to see. Characters that are interesting enough to be in the game, but I don't know if they will hold as much weight being their own or being a part of a, you know what I mean, a DLC just in their own right. Keep it a buck though, I think if Kamo released on his own or just like as part of a paid DLC, I probably would have paid for Kamo, bro. Just because, you know what I mean, when you take into account the bow and arrow and then the blood bending at the same time, bro, I would pay for it. He's a cool character, you know what I mean? He not like some, I mean, he not relevant, but you feel me, like when he first got introduced, he was teed up. So like, I would pay for Kamo, but the fact they giving this for free, I'm with that. So shout out to them once again, man. Another free character for the roster. Now, like I said earlier, I kind of want to go with some characters that we could potentially see as free characters. So let's get into that. First one off the board, and I don't really have a long list, but I could see this character coming as another free update, is Mekamaru. Now, like I said, I don't know if Mekamaru holds enough weight to be included in his own DLC pack or what price tag behind him, but I think Mekamaru is a dope character. Just his puppet form in general. Now, only thing I'm kind of, you know, on the fence about is this would technically have, I mean, I guess they could mix it up how they want, but, you know, from my understanding, or just, it would be like another long range character, I guess. But I'm sure they could make his kit, you know, wiggle and waggle to the point where, you know, he could have some up close stuff and be able to, you know, be viable in, you know what I mean, close range combat in terms of just shooting out beams and stuff. Even though that's what, like, you know, that's where his power lies at in the show from what we can see. I think Mekamaru, the puppet Mekamaru, would be a cool add. I don't know if they'll go really crazy with it and bring out the big mech suit from the Shibuya incident, or they'll just keep it simple and give us the season 1 version of Mekamaru. Maybe like he has some awakening or ultimate form where he can go into that, or maybe that's just part of his ultimate cutscene. I would be cool with that. But I think Mekamaru will be a good pull for a free DLC. Since I mentioned Mekamaru, it's only right I go far as to say I think Miwa, or Maiwa, I don't know how to pronounce her name for real. Miwa, I call her, will be a good pull for DLC, free DLC. Partially because just like Momo and Mai, we virtually saw her do nothing in the show. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure her kit will just consist of her sword and her simple domain stance. But me personally, I'm just a fan of the character, bro. You feel me? Like, even though she's trash, you feel me? Like, I just like her character. I like the fact that she even thought about fighting Kenjaku and gave her best shot, even though we know how that ended up, bro. But I like Miwa. I need another sword character in the game. I'm not mad at that. She don't have to be nothing crazy. Give her some nice flashy combos, some quick sword attacks, simple domain, counter ability, and I'm cool. You feel me? Just free. If we throwing free characters out there, you know what I'm saying? This character don't need to be behind no paywall. Simple as that. That'll pretty much round it up, though. I feel like, you know, leading up to the Shibuya DLC, like another couple free characters they want, if that's the route they want to take, pretty much keep the streets fed until then. And then once we get to the Shibuya DLC, they could, I mean, there's so many characters that aren't in the game that they could pull from for that arc. I think that could go in you know, a bunch of different directions depending on how deep into their bag they want to go, right? So yeah, I don't know if they'll continue to give out free characters like this, but I was not expecting this one to come this soon after the hidden inventory arc, especially you know how long we had to wait to get any type of content from the game, from the point it released up until the point we got the hidden inventory and the initial free DLC update. So this is kind of like, this one caught me off guard a little bit. Wasn't expecting no Cursed Clash news or nothing like that. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about the character Kamo Noritoshi being in the game. Do y'all feel like it's mid at best, or is he something that could, you know, keep the game up and well, you know, up until we get more DLC or content? You feel? I feel like he's gonna be fun to play. I feel like a lot of people gonna rock with him. Bow and arrow characters usually do well in terms of, you know, video games in general. It's just a cool dynamic. His blood bending thing could be broken. We will see how deep they want to go into the making somebody stop being able to move, because in this game, movement, staying on your feet is essential. So, but if you got someone, and I think he's the only person, see, there's nobody else on the roster right now that can just free somebody like that. And depending, I don't know, is it gonna be just like you're gonna be able to slow somebody down, or literally bring them to a complete stance? I know Inamaki can do it, but it's a little different. But yeah, I'm interested to see. But as always, man, I want y'all to let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the DLC update. How do y'all feel about the route in which they taking with the free characters? What characters would you like to see them at in the game that you think should be a part of a free update? and as well as what characters do you think are essential and like need to be in the game as soon as possible? Because there are quite a few characters from JJK that could be added to the game that we don't have in roster currently available. But I think like with the free DLCs, you kind of got to bring it down a notch a little bit and not expect, you know what I mean, like the high caliber characters to be part of the free DLC. So what are some characters that y'all think that fit into the free DLC module that's not that super popular or not that super broken in the show, but are still be nice to have in the game that y'all want to see, man? Let me know. And as always, appreciate y'all rocking with the vid. If this is your first time here, you're not subscribed already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 175 subscribers. So thank y'all for that. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Let's get it. Yo.